Greetings, I'm Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, as we continue our journey through finding more solo play games and more ideas for games we can play solo, called Solo Sequence, today with Fallout. Now, the base game has its own solo mode involving your agenda deck and you need to get 11 influence points, and I'm honestly not as much of a fan of it. So today, we're instead going to be doing Atomic Bonds, which is the cooperative expansion for Fallout. I may be missing out on stuff because I'm only playing with one character, but you know what? That's fine by me. With Atomic Bonds, what you'll have are alternative versions of the scenarios where you get to choose what you're loyal to first. You'll still need the previous map card. Because it's from New California, we also add in an extra card at random from each of these. So those will get shuffled into there, of course. Just on top for now. They'll get shuffled in, but anyway. In addition, you will have access to camp tokens. Whenever you would receive a camp token as a reward from pushing your side forward, you can only push your side forward with the quests. You can take group XP, group caps, or a camp token. When you are in a named location, you can take a camp action and set up a camp there. And then whenever you want to take a fast travel action, as long as you have no enemies in or adjacent to your space, you can go to any space that has a camp token, wherever you are. Also, instead of having the agendas, you will have goals. Primarily, your goal is to get to the end of the storyline. But you will also have one player goal per player. This one is have 3 workshop upgrades. So to accomplish that goal, I can achieve them every time I would do something that's been staged that would normally get me an agenda. That gets me workshop upgrades. They improve fast travel, labs, generators, workbenches, to get all sorts of extra stuff like assets and XP and everything else. And then you'll still have the usual player turns, of course, and at the end of the round, you'll activate. So from top to bottom, we'll activate the mutants and monsters. When the faction token comes up, any of them in play will move. The faction will get 1 more power, and then we check activations. If there are 0 to 2 of these tokens in play, then we'll place a new one somewhere. If there's a lot of these in play, then it'll give them more power. If this hits the end, they win. Bad guys win. If the players can reach their goals before they do so, then the players win. To that end, there's more things that can help out, such as modifications. You can spend actions you would spend on shopping to draw that many cards, and if you have an asset of that type, you can take one of those cards and permanently attach it to the asset, like so. So now my pistol is anti-armor. Really nice. But then the rest get discarded. There's also the assist die. If you would be involved in a combat somewhere, and you have someone in your space or adjacent to your space with a gun, they can add that die. assisting that helps defeat the enemy gets that person experience, but they also take the damage as well. Any damage that comes up. And then, let's see here. So covered that. Okay. Oh yeah, mutations. So at the start of the game, you'll get a random one of these. If you can get rads and you get up to 5, you will flip your mutation card up. You'll have the benefit and the drawback. So during the fight, if I take damage, I can inflict a hit on them, but I suffer a rad in the process. You'll find them useful or not, depending on your situation. And that's pretty much it. If you're playing with other players, you're basically working together to complete it. But I think it's still playable solo. Yeah, you're missing out on the assist die, but you can always play with 2 characters. There's no rule against. It's if you're playing solo, you might as well use 2 characters to make the most of it. Yeah, the only other things that are added to my copy of the game right now is New California, which adds expanded versions of the originals, more assets, more unique items, more perks, more loot, more monsters, enemies, more caps, and new characters, which are nice. I like the little Mr. Handy robot because robots are cool. But yeah, Fallout with atomic bonds is awesome. I totally recommend it. It's something I might try to bring to the game store and see who's up for a cooperative game. It's sometimes hard to find, but I'm sure the atomic bombs would fly more with them than just basic Fallout. But solo, I have to do atomic bonds. It's just I like the system way more than the agendas. So yeah, if you can, check it out before Fantasy Flight loses this license and it goes out of print. This has been Pillar Nexus. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.